Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday. Yep, two white paper reviews in a row. My goal this weekend is to try and give you some good new games that have either launched, like this one, or are coming soon, like the one yesterday. So here we're going to do another white paper slash gameplay review on Train of the Century. This is one that has uh, been around as far as I've been hearing about it quite a bit ever since the end of last year. Finally launched, so it is currently available to play. If you're a train person or a simulation style person, this is probably a game that you will want to check out. Before we jump into the actual review itself, let's go ahead and do the normal disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you make any decisions to invest in games, NFTs, or cryptocurrency. Don't just rely on my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and dive in there. This is Train of the Century. It is a simulation-based game where you are basically you own a rail company, one train to a number of different trains, and you're basically hauling cargo and trying to earn a profit from doing so. The thing that makes this one unique over a lot of other simulation games, this is not just in one type of century with one types of railroad trains. This is going to be over a huge span of time where you can actually get trains in different centuries that are different styles, different fuels, different cargoes, and you can basically transport them from century to century, and you're trying to create basically an empire, a train empire. So let's go ahead and dive in here. There's a lot of details to go through, so I'm going to try and make this quick. I already gave you the general gist of it. This is the token for the game. That this is the overall. Basically, you buy upgrades, you buy different things, you buy the fuels, everything with this token. You're trying to collect and build and roll the overall rails for the game. There are some main NFTs that you want to take a look for when you're starting out the game. These three are, well, I should say there's four. In order to get your train set up, you're going to need a conductor NFT, a locomotive NFT, a rail car NFT, and commodities. Commodities is basically what you're transferring from one station to another. There's other NFTs. For example, you can own the rail stations. That gives you passive income. That's basically the land of this game, and different things like that. There's different levels, different, for example, different fuel types. Can like, we'll dive into that. I'm jumping ahead here, but these are the main things. In order to get started, in order to have a train, you need these three plus any commodities that you may want to transfer from one to another. There are different rarities, just like every single game. They go from common up to mythic. Obviously, mythic giving you the most efficient, best rewards. Um, and then there's, like I said, you can actually make your train stronger. You can upgrade your train by adding different composites to it. For example, iron, steel, carbon weave, and tungsten. It gives you better results. You can see here. I know it's a little hard to see, but they boost your different components, different what you're able to pull, how fast you go, and things like that. They did have a pack sale. You can get that on the secondary market right now. And as I mentioned, I won't spend too much time on the roadmap because I was hoping there'd be a little more, but they basically launched the game and it is now available for you to play it. I'm going to go through the white paper pretty quickly, then I want to show you the gameplay just in the interest of time. I'll hopefully give you enough that if you're interested in the simulation game, you can go ahead and check it out yourself. I'll show you the map here in a few minutes. So I'll skip over that. But I wanted to show you the actual NFTs because it breaks it down what each of the numbers on the NFTs really stands for. And I'm sorry, I think I am still down pretty far. So, and with the magic of editing, we are back to the top of the white paper. Sorry, I ended up taking a look at the white paper before I recorded this video just to make sure I had everything straight. Here's the first NFT. It's the locomotive. This graph gives you the breakdown of it. It shows you the distance it can travel the fuel type, which is important because there are multiple fuel types. And if you get, for example, in this locomotive, if you get coal, you wouldn't be able to run the locomotive. It shows the conductor level, it's the speed, and then the hauling power. And the speed and the hauling power show you basically how efficient and how much you can pull uh, with the locomotive. The next one here is, and I already mentioned this, you can upgrade your actual locomotives themselves, is the conductor. And this is what I was referring to. For example, this conductor would not be able to drive that locomotive that I just showed you because it only has one gear, and that one needs two gears. There is the portal pass, which will be a feature that's going to be added down the road. Basically, this will be able to portal from one century to another. The perk boost. This is basically shows luck and things like that. Um, Next is the rail car, and this one's kind of critical. One thing that you want to see here is right here is the commodities. This is the type of commodities it can pull. This is a tanker car, so obviously a tanker car can't be pulling lumber or anything like that. So keep that in mind when you're going out there and getting your rail cards. It also shows the capacity and then the size of the car. This one's a small one with a capacity of 50. Commodities, there are 13 different types of commodities, all ranging depending on, they all have different, they call it rate card in the game, all have different values. This is the card that you see here, basically shows you the commodity type, shows it's a commodity card, gives us an illustration of what's on there, the volume, and then the weight of it. And the weight will be important for your locomotive to make sure your locomotive can actually pull the commodities that you have. There's stations. I mentioned that you can own a station. This is the land that's available in game. You can buy them on the secondary market. Each rarity of land gives you a different passive style income. Basically, when other players use your station, they pay you a fee, and that's extra income that you don't even have to play the games. For example, go on vacation, you'll come back and you'll have some extra income. All right, continuing to go down here, each of the stations have different add-ons that you can add to it. I won't spend too much time there. The add-ons basically make it, you can stake different assets to the station, and both you as the station owner get to earn, and then the person that stakes also earns. Game mechanic, I'm going to jump into this in a minute, just when I show you the actual game itself. There's different views, and once you're in the game, I'm just taking a quick look. There's a things called golden runs. These are special NFTs. These are basically the first time that you run a certain line or special events. They're called golden runs. So if you're able to get that, be the first one to go through that, you'll get a special card, which obviously is a 1-for-1 NFT. All right, and in addition to the token that I mentioned before, there's in-game tokens. It's diesel. I said oil before. I'm sorry. Diesel and coal are the two fuels that you need in order to run your train. So let's go ahead and jump over to the game itself. It is a web-based game. This is essentially what it looks like when you first get in there. Um, you can scroll out of the map, you can scroll in the map. It just gives you different views, different sections of the overall map. You see it's pretty big because this is where my train is right now, and you would think normally it'd just be all of these, but if you scroll out, you have all these different sections. You could take them all the way down here to the different areas if you wanted to. So this is the initial view. When you first log into the game, you are randomly put at a station. So you can't select your station. I was randomly put here. Once you're there, you go ahead and click on the station itself, and you click on Edit Train. And this is where you can go ahead and put your different NFTs, your conductor, locomotive, and rail car in. You basically just click on the section, and there would be a little plus here. Let me actually take this. See if I'm trying to get them out. All right. Basically, there'll be a plus here, and your NFT will be here. You click on that plus, and allow you to click and move that guy over. And then you do that for each of the three ones. You see what I have here is they're all level ones. They're all commons. I wanted to just show you locomotive itself is a level 1. It's pretty pretty low tier. I have a tanker car in there, and this is what I showed you in the white paper, and the conductor is also the same that I showed you in the white paper. These two are level 1, so this conductor can drive this locomotive. And once I have them all in here, up here, it gives you the stack card, which is basically a summary of what your train can carry, how far it can go, and the overall load. So once you have that in there, you're going to want to go to the marketplace and buy the fuel that you need. Again, how do you determine what fuel you need? You go back here to your train and you'll see it right here. This needs diesel. So I'm going to go back to the marketplace. I'm not going to buy it now because I don't have any tokens in the game right now, but you would buy it right here. You just add how much you need, click purchase. It's going to tell me I don't have enough. This is a place where you can also buy upgrades to your car, the composites I mentioned before, and the different parts to basically make your car more efficient as you're going through. And then, for example, I wanted to go here, click on that, and it shows you the different rates the car or different rates if you travel there. All right. And then once you go from one to another, the one thing I did want to mention is there are NPCs in the game, and the NPCs offer you special deals, and it's kind of a luck. It's relatively random based on the luck that you have in your cards. Higher rarity, the higher luck. And if you find these NPCs, you can get lower rates on parts. You can get better rates on commodities, things like that. And it's kind of a neat feature. Once you're in the game, if you want to go and travel to another stop, you go to next stop. It's going to highlight the ones that are the next stops. For example, I'm going to click here, and what I would do is I can dispatch to here. Um, in order to do that, I think if I hit dispatch, it's going to, nope, I don't have the fuel. But right up here, it shows the distance. It's 17 away. It's going to cost me 31.88 diesel, and it's going to take me a little over 2 hours, about 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then you go there and you can sell whatever commodities that you have. I don't have any commodities right now. Obviously, make your train car more efficient so it can go further, haul more, and go faster. It's a neat game, especially if you're into the simulation style games. If you go to the secondary market, you can grab packs right now. They're relatively good price. So are the actual different NFTs of the game. I hope you all like this kind of game. I I am not a huge simulation person. I'm more of an RPG style game person. But this definitely has a lot of appeal to it. And definitely something if you like that simulation game, I would check this out and take a deeper look into it. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.